Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. You should already be on week 1 or week 2, and you should be starting on unit 1. That's what this video is intended for you to do. Now, just as a quick review, you should already have done all of the getting started materials. Why? Because that's how you get started. So you should already know what the syllabus is. You should already know how to do your grade. You should already know how to get into Delta Math, into edpuzzle, how Canvas discussion works, how to Zoom, how to submit work paper, and you should already do that practice submission. Now, in this case, there are decimals, this section here, that are just things that I find that students have trouble with. They are not required. That's why it says not required. But if you want to practice them, please feel free. Now, in week 1, you should have all done all of that starting material. And now we're moving on into getting started and doing our functions and graphs slide deck. Okay, so here we go. Functions and graphs slide deck. The whole class is based off of the slideshows. Don't try working it through the to-do list. Don't try doing it through assignment list, or try to do it going into a specific program and working down the list that way. Just follow the procedure that I've outlined in the introductory video, and I'm going over again here. Everything you need to do is in the slide deck. Now, you can view the slide deck right here in Canvas, but I recommend you open up the slide deck, and when you get to the slide deck, you will notice everything is laid right out for you in order, exactly how you should do it. So in every slide, there's some sort of video. So you watch the video. It goes to edpuzzle. Here you go. You play the edpuzzle, and it will stop at various points and asks you questions. So that's the instructional component. Once you're done with that component, you go over and you do the Delta Math. That's the practice component. All right, so you will practice putting all that stuff down. If you need, there's notes right here so that you can access your notes. Then you move to the next slide and you watch the edpuzzle again, the next edpuzzle, and then you will do the next piece of the puzzle as you go through. Now, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes people like to go into edpuzzle directly, and they try to look at this list and try to figure out which one of these am I supposed to do, or what order do they go in. That's a lot of work. You're going to confuse yourself. All you got to do is go through the slideshow, hit the link, it sends you right there. Okay. Additionally, the Delta Math, it has its name right here. So all you have to do is go to Delta Math and look for Evaluate Functions Level 2. Go to Delta Math, determine if a set of points is a function, etc. Some folks try to be smarter than the process, and they try doing all the edpuzzles at once, or then they try going through and they try to do all the Delta Maths at once. And the problem is you forget how to do this thing that edpuzzle showed you how to do, because you're not doing them in tandem. Your goal is to do instruction, practice, instruction, practice, instruction, practice, till you get all the way to the end, and there's the assessment. Okay, so everything is grouped just like it would be in a book, just like it would be in a chapter. Now, by the way, most of the time when you have a worksheet, it is not required for you to turn in. This one, on the other hand, you are, because you're to practice that practice submission. That's what you're to turn in for that. Now, let's go back over here, and let's go back to our modules just a little bit. And so that means we have gone through our slide deck with all our edpuzzles, all our Delta Maths. We're keeping up on our discussions. You'll notice I have an edpuzzle checkpoint and a Delta Math checkpoint. All that is it says, have you done all the things that you were supposed to do when you were supposed to do them? And given what you have already done, this is the point value. This is what you will see in your grade book in Canvas. What I will do is every week or 2 weeks, I will go through and I will take the grades from edpuzzle and put them in for this assignment, or the grades from Delta Math and put them in for the Delta Math assignment. I do have to manually move the edpuzzle and the Delta Math over to Canvas, so it won't update immediately as you do it. Now, let's go back and finish talking about grades. What is my grade? Well, you should have already seen it in the introductory material, but let's go over it one more time. How are your grades figured? You go through the Canvas modules. You will do each edpuzzle weekly, each Delta Math weekly. That's 10 points, 10 points. Now, obviously, so if there's 2 weeks, it makes 20 points. If it's 3 weeks, it'd be 30 points, whole 9 yards. And then your discussion is worth 10 points a week, and your assessment would be 30 points a week. So most sections are 2 weeks, so tests will be worth 60. Okay, you'll start to see that in the grade book. They're already listed there. But basically, how do I get grades? Practice Delta Math, 10 points. Weekly ed puzzles, 10 points. Discussions, 10 points. Test, 30 points per week. All right, now here's the other thing. In student view, you will see that to-do list over at the edge. Don't rely on the to-do list, because the to-do list only comes up a certain amount of time before it's due. My due dates are spread out quite a bit, so by the time it shows up there, you're probably already too late. How do you know what you should do? Well, is it week 1 or week 2 of the class? Do this stuff. Is it week 3 or week 4 of the class? Do this stuff. So week 5 or week 6, do this stuff, etc. Keep up on the class. If you're falling behind, you need to talk to me. If you're having trouble, you need to talk to me. Email me. I'd be happy to work with you. But folks, it'll be a lot easier if you follow the process. Thank you so much.